At halftime, 17,000 people were waiting for fireworks. Instead, the stadium screen went black. Then a photograph appeared. A teenage boy kneeling in the rain, wrapping his own jacket around a shivering stranger. The crowd became so quiet that Noah Carter could hear the old camera trembling in his hands. Only a week earlier, students had laughed at that camera. They had called it junk. They had called Noah invisible. But now the entire stadium was seeing the world through his eyes, and the girl who had laughed the loudest was standing behind him in tears. 7 days earlier, Noah had arrived at Franklin High carrying everything he valued in one faded backpack. He was 16, new to the city, and already skilled at entering a room without asking anyone to notice. His mother had taken a night shift nursing job after his father died, and the move had been their attempt at a beginning. Noah did not feel ready for beginnings. Around his neck hung a scratched silver and black camera. It had belonged to his father, Daniel, who used to say that people revealed their truest selves in the second before they realized someone was watching. The camera was old. Its leather strap was cracked, the light meter was unreliable, and the film advance lever sometimes stuck. But when Noah held it, he could still remember his father's hands guiding his fingers toward the shutter. Franklin High moved at the speed of a place that had already decided who mattered. Athletes occupied the center of every hallway. Student creators filmed dances beside the lockers. Posters announced Friday's rivalry game, when a media club would project its annual halftime montage onto the stadium screen. Noah stopped beneath one poster and imagined a photograph of his own filling that enormous screen. Then a shoulder struck his backpack. The camera swung forward. Noah caught it just before it hit the floor. "Careful," he whispered. Ava Reynolds, captain of the media club and one of the most recognizable students in school, looked down at the camera. Her friends gathered around her. "Does that thing even take pictures?" one boy asked. Ava smiled for the phone recording beside her. "Maybe it develops them next century." The laughter was quick and effortless. Noah checked the lens instead of their faces. He could tolerate being mocked. The thought of his father's camera breaking was harder. At lunch, the clip had already spread through school. Noah sat alone while nearby students replayed the moment. He lifted the camera and framed the bright cafeteria, but every face seemed to turn away. Then he noticed Mr. Bennett, the school custodian, quietly replacing the broken wheel on a freshman's backpack. The boy had been dragging it all morning. Mr. Bennett fixed it, refused the $1 the boy offered, and returned to work before anyone thanked him. Noah pressed the shutter. Mr. Bennett heard the click. Instead of objecting, he asked, "Film?" Noah nodded. "Then every frame costs something," the older man said. "That is why I wait." Mr. Bennett studied him. "What are you waiting for?" Noah looked toward the repaired backpack disappearing into the crowd. Something worth remembering. That afternoon, Mr. Bennett unlocked an abandoned photography room behind the auditorium. Dust covered the enlargers, but a red safety lamp still worked. Years earlier, before phones replaced the yearbook cameras, students had developed film there. Mr. Bennett told Noah he could use it if he cleaned it and respected the equipment. For the first time since arriving, Noah had a room where silence did not feel like rejection. He began photographing what other people missed. A lunch worker slipped an extra apple onto a child's tray. A football player tied the shoe of a little boy waiting outside the gym. A quiet student moved her books so another girl would not have to sit alone. Mr. Bennett left coffee beside a teacher who had cried through her planning period, then walked away before she saw him. Noah never staged the moments. He simply waited. And then he began noticing Ava. At school, Ava's life appeared polished. Her videos were bright, her jokes were fast, and her red varsity jacket made her easy to find in every crowd. But one rainy evening, Noah saw her outside a grocery store. She was helping a tired woman load bags into an aging car, holding an umbrella over her instead of herself. The woman was Ava's mother. She had worked 2 jobs since Ava's father left. Ava carried groceries, checked the tires, and tucked cash in her mother's coat pocket when she thought no one was watching. Noah raised the camera, then hesitated. The moment felt private. Ava's mother dropped a bag. Oranges rolled through the rain. Ava laughed, knelt in a puddle, and gathered them one by one. Her mother touched Ava's cheek with such gratitude that Noah pressed the shutter. Ava saw him. Her expression hardened. "Were you following me?" "No." Noah lowered the camera. "I was walking home." "Delete it. It is film. Then destroy it." Noah could have reminded her about the hallway video. He could have answered cruelty with cruelty. Instead, he opened the camera, pulled out the unfinished roll, and exposed it to the streetlight. Every photograph on it disappeared, including several moments he loved. "It is gone," he said. Ava stared at the ruined film. For the first time, she understood that every click truly had cost him something. The next morning, she removed the hallway video from the media club account. She did not apologize. Not yet. But when her friends joked about Noah's camera, she did not laugh. Friday's storm arrived before the football game. Rain pushed beneath a cracked window in the old photo room, then spilled down the wall toward boxes of negatives. Noah was helping his mother at home and did not see Mr. Bennett's calls. Mr. Bennett ran to the room alone. Water covered the floor. He lifted boxes onto a table, carried enlargers away from the leak, and used his own jacket to shield Noah's drying photographs. By the time Noah arrived, the custodian was soaked and bleeding from one hand, but every negative had survived. "Why would you do this?" Noah asked. Mr. Bennett held up a strip of film. "Because someone should protect the things that help you see who you are." Together, they developed the final roll. Under the red light, faces slowly appeared on white paper. Noah saw a school completely different from the one that had mocked him. It was full of people catching doors, sharing food, offering rides, repairing what others had abandoned. Ava entered the room carrying towels. She had followed the trail of water and expected to find damaged equipment. Instead, she found dozens of photographs hanging from clips. One showed Mr. Bennett repairing the backpack. Another showed the lonely girl being welcomed at lunch. Another showed Ava handing her gloves to a child at a bus stop. Noah had taken it days before the grocery store, and Ava had never known. "Why did you keep this one?" she asked. "Because that moment was not mine to ruin," Noah said. "It was yours to remember." Ava looked at the photographs for a long time. The media club's scheduled halftime montage suddenly felt empty. Slow-motion touchdowns, posed smiles, and students pretending not to see the camera. Noah's pictures held no performances. They showed who people were when applause was impossible. Ava took one photograph to the media club meeting, then another. By sunset, she had covered the editing table with Noah's work. "This is our halftime film," she told the team. They protested. The principal had approved the old montage. Sponsors expected school spirit. The game was hours away. Ava listened, then played the hallway video of students laughing at Noah. "This is also our school," she said. We can keep showing everyone the version that looks impressive, or we can show the version worth becoming. The room went silent. Noah refused when Ava first asked permission. He did not want pity, and he did not want his father's camera turned into a novelty. So Ava finally gave him the apology she owed. She admitted that she had mocked the camera because performing confidence had become easier than showing fear. She admitted that being popular had taught her how to control an image, but his photographs had shown her a life could not be controlled into meaning. No one will know they are yours unless you want them to, she said. But people should see what you saw. Noah remembered his father's words. A photograph was not a trophy. It was a doorway. If it was honest, someone might walk through it and return changed. He agreed. At halftime, the marching band left the field. The stadium lights dimmed. Students expected music and highlights. The giant screen turned black. A simple sentence appeared. While we were watching the game, someone was watching us. Then Noah's photographs filled the screen. Mr. Bennett repairing a backpack. A cafeteria worker feeding a hungry student. Ava protecting her mother from the rain. A boy sitting beside someone who had been alone. Ordinary gestures became enormous above the field. No one cheered at first. That silence frightened Ava until she saw people searching the photographs for faces they knew. A mother squeezed her daughter's hand. A coach lowered his head. The freshman with the repaired backpack pointed toward Mr. Bennett. Then the final photograph appeared. It showed Mr. Bennett in the flooded photo room, holding Noah's negatives above the water while rain poured through the window. Noah had captured it the instant he arrived. Words appeared beneath it. Kindness is what remains when nobody expects credit. The freshman stood and applauded. A teacher joined him. Then an entire section rose. Within seconds, the stadium was on its feet, not for a touchdown, but for a custodian who had spent years helping people without a spotlight. Mr. Bennett tried to hide near the tunnel. Students found him. The principal brought him onto the field, and the noise grew until the old man covered his face. Noah remained on the sideline, gripping the camera. Ava stood behind him with tears on her cheeks. "They are not applauding the camera," Noah said. "No, Ava answered. They are applauding what you taught them to notice." The following Monday, students filled the photography room. Some brought expensive cameras. Others brought disposable ones or phones. Mr. Bennett helped Noah build a wall called The Things We Almost Missed. Every week, students added photographs of quiet courage and unrequested kindness. Ava added the first picture. It showed Noah at the stadium, looking up at the giant screen with his father's camera in his hands. Beneath it she wrote, "He arrived believing he was invisible. Then he helped an entire school see." Months later, Noah received a Regional Youth Photography Award. At the ceremony, a reporter asked what kind of camera created his images. Noah looked at the scratched body, the cracked strap, and the worn place where his father's thumb had rested. "The kind you do not throw away just because it is old," he said. "Some things are valuable because they remember what we forget." That night, he returned to the empty stadium. Mr. Bennett and Ava sat beside him in the lowest row. Noah placed the camera on the seat between them and watched the field lights fade. He had once believed being seen would end his loneliness. He now understood something better. Learning to see others had built him a home. And perhaps that is why kindness changes people. It does not always arrive as a grand rescue. Sometimes it is a repaired wheel, a rescued strip of film, or a seat offered before anyone asks. Most of it will never reach a stadium screen, but it still tells someone in the moment they need it most, You are not invisible. If this story made you think of someone whose quiet kindness deserves to be seen, share it with them. And if you believe the world needs more stories like this, subscribe to Kindness Lantern Stories. Here, the smallest light is never too small to matter.